everyone, and welcome to the Rathole. I'm your host, Commissioner Zack Eichten. The Rathole is a new program put on by Pong Star Studios to update the Pong Stars Fantasy Football League on NFL news, league news, and other updates that might be enjoyable. First up, in NFL news, many players are deciding to sit out this season to protest the coronavirus, including new Vikings defensive tackle Michael Pierce. Across the league, these decisions are hitting teams at a time when many teams are also dealing with player and staff outbreaks of the coronavirus. As of now, the season is still scheduled to start on September 10th for Thursday Night Football. In league news, today was the original date that we had scheduled to have keepers selected by. However, after the rule updates in the middle of the summer, we bumped that back until a moving target of 2 weeks before whenever we draft. The draft being on September 8th at 7 p.m. puts the new keeper date for selection at August 25th. In other league news, a recent survey of team owners asked what we wanted to do now that the Pick'em League was no longer built in to what we were doing on the same sleeper site. And a lot of people forgot about it last year, if we're being honest. So after getting the entire league to vote, the decision came down to a plurality of 40% of the league choosing to move that money into small prizes at the end of the season rather than trying to do a manual pick'em. In the next episode of the Rathole, we'll be focusing on specifically what those new targets will be. As sad as it is to see the pick'em go, and I enjoyed it a lot, and it won't be played for money, I would like for anybody who's still interested to let me know, shoot me a text, and we will see what we can do to do a fun manual pick'em still. Who knows, it could end up on a recurring element of this show. Speaking of recurring bits, let's hop on over to the fun fact of the week. Now, this week's fun fact is brought to us by team owner John Stevens and his drafting strategy over the years. In the first 4 years of the league, so 2015 through 2018, Stevens made the same pick in each one of those drafts, and that was Le'Veon Bell. He picked him in his first overall pick in 3 of those years, and in his third round, 1 of those years. In 2015, 2017, and 2018, it was a first-round pick of Le'Veon Bell for John Stevens. In order of those years, he finished RB33, RB2, and then unranked as he sat out the 2018 season. In 2016, when he was drafted in the third round overall, Bell was RB6. With such a lack of consistency, you have to wonder what Stevens was doing in those drafts, what he saw in such an inconsistent player. Unfortunately for him, he will not be able to draft Le'Veon Bell, as it is already in the keeper slot for Thomas's team, who drafted him in 2019 at 4th overall. Maybe we'll get a trade in the works to see Stevens' favorite player come back to the squad. Let's hop on over to the interview section. This week, didn't have time for an interview because we were making the Rathole on short notice this week. But in the future, I'll be reaching out to each one of you to see when you're available to have an interview on the Rathole with me, and let the league know what's going on in your life. That's all from this week's episode of the Rathole. I'm Commissioner Zack Eichten, and remember to vote.